Hey, good morning. My name is Mac Gervais, and I'm the lead pastor of New Day Church, West Houston. And I am so glad to be here to give you this devotional this morning. Merry Christmas to all. You know, as we sit here and kind of dial in, getting ready for Christmas, I think it's always good for us to not just understand that Jesus is the reason for the season, but why it was such a big deal. In the book of Isaiah, Isaiah is writing to the people under the rule of King Ahaz, and that he is a terrible king. There is brokenness and sin everywhere. And Isaiah writes these words in Isaiah 9 that are meant to help the people understand why they have hope. Like why should we be longing for the Messiah to come? And so in Isaiah chapter 9, here's what it says. It says, "The people who walked in darkness have seen a great light. Those who dwelt in a land of deep darkness, on them has light shone. You have multiplied the nation. You have increased its joy. They rejoice before you as with joy at the harvest, as they are glad when they divide the spoil. For the yoke of his burden and the staff for his shoulder, the rod of his oppressor, you have broken as on the day of Midian. For every boot of the tramping warrior in battle tumult, and every garment rolled in blood will be burned as fuel for the fire." Now, here's the part that most of you know about this prophecy. If you've been in church, then you've heard this before. Verse 6, "For to us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder. And his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. Of the increase of his government and of peace there will be no end. On the throne of David and over his kingdom, to establish it and uphold it with justice and with righteousness from this time forth and forevermore. The zeal of the Lord of hosts will do this." I think there are a couple things that we see here in this passage that are important. First of all, that people who walk in darkness are going to be shown light. And all of this is pointing towards there's a child that's coming. And the idea of the Messiah is meant to make people hope and long and get excited. And so you see the people understanding how disappointed they were by their institutions of that day. King Ahaz led them astray. He's one of the worst kings in the southern kingdom. And so every system, every institution, everything that was supposed to be there was failing. And I think that we can identify that because our institutions also fail us. That being said, the other thing that I see isn't just that institutions fail us, but there's hope. But that hope isn't in man-made things. So yes, institutions fail us, but that's what points us towards a greater hope. You know, no matter how disappointed we may be in family, in friends, in government, in school, you name it. You can come up with all the things. There are a lot of reasons why you might be disappointed or feeling anxiety or anxiousness during this season. But no matter what, all of that disappointment points us towards a greater hope. See, the world doesn't fail us, and then we just have nothing to look forward to. When the world fails us, we're reminded that there is a greater hope, and that hope is Jesus. When I think about this passage, one of my favorite Christmas songs that comes to mind is "Come Thou Long Expected Jesus," because I think it speaks about this longing that we have for the Messiah to come and save us. And while there are so many things that we could try to find hope in, none of those things will actually satisfy us. None of those things will actually fill the void. And so this Christmas, I think it's good for us to be reminded that what we're really longing for, just like the Israelites, isn't for the first coming, but the second coming, for Jesus to come back again. And all of our hope in all of our institutions and all the things that we build our life on is really hinging on the truth that Jesus is coming back for his church and his people. I think if we keep that in mind this Christmas, then we'll be able to worship and celebrate freely with hope and expectation, because here's the other thing. Much like there was certainty when Isaiah was speaking that a child is going to come, there is certainty that Jesus is coming back. And because of that certainty, that is the underlying foundation for the hope that we have in this season. I don't know what the rest of this year is going to bring, and I don't know what 2025 is going to bring, but what I do know is that if my hope is built on Jesus and longing and waiting for his return, that is a hope and a deposit that's not going to disappoint because Jesus is coming back. God will fulfill his promise. He always has and he always will. So, with all that, I want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas. I appreciate you guys for jumping in on this Bible study with me. And I'm praying that you, in your season of longing and waiting, that it fills you with joy and not despair. All right, guys. Bye.